are now tapped in with the hood mystic.
You are now tapped in with Hood in the Morning.
Man, you know the message, man. Heal perpetually, heal daily, wake up, put healing on the brain. Hats available at columbianexchange.com. Shameless plug, but I had to do it. If I don't do it, who else gonna do it? I feel like these hats is powerful. I've been putting on this hat like just to heal, just to tap into the medicinal realms of spiritual understanding, because man, I can't say that I don't need healing out here in these streets. And if you need healing, tap into the Hygeia hats, columbianexchange.com. Man, this video is titled Too Smart to Be Spiritual. And of course, we will be discussing some spiritual things. We'll be discussing some astrological things. And of course, we will enter into our law of attraction. Today's law of attraction will be in the realms of chaos theory, i.e. the butterfly effect. I want you to be the master of your destiny. and move outside of fate. So a master of their destiny has a mastery of their emotions because they know they can manipulate this universe, versus a person who lives in fate, meaning that somebody can tell them how they can live their lives, i.e. the white man versus the black man, or the man versus the woman, or the God versus the human. That's the realm of fate. Because if you don't get a woman, then your life is over. If you don't get a man, your life is over. If you don't got $100,000, your life is over. You know, but we are here today in the space of healing. So wherever you are today, whatever status you are, whatever mistakes you made, or whatever perfection that you lived in, are you too smart to be spiritual? Right? Are you too busy to be spiritual? Are you too goddamn beautiful to be spiritual? Or is the spiritual the transcendent factor of life? So, you know, I'm just happy to be here, man. Before I get into the astrology, before I get into the law of attraction, I just kind of open up this space to kind of rant and talk about whatever in the hell I want to talk about based upon my observations over the weekend. And I've been caught in some YouTube beef, y'all. The YouTube beef that I've been caught up in is Spiritual Soul and his girlfriend. And then all of the YouTube, his clones, his babies, being mad at Spiritual Soul because of his girlfriend, and they saying, man, you got to get rid of that girlfriend. You got to release that girl because it's messing up your spiritual chi. And I just was like, yo, this is very interesting. And then I started to think about YouTube, right? Because I was watching this video. His name is J-Rock. And he was like, man, these dudes don't even be spiritual like that. They just take what another person say and then they use it for their fans. And he said it like 2 or 3 times. And I was like, that's interesting. And then shout out to Nadia Shaw. Shout out to Synchronicity University. I'm putting together a course, y'all. Another course, y'all. And then I'm putting another course after that, y'all. I got courses lined up for the rest of 2021. So, you know, get ready for that. But August 4th, I'm super excited because I'm living in my truth, doing what I wanted to do as a little boy. Be a teacher, right? I always knew that I wanted to be a teacher. So doing that at 36, going on to 36, I'm super excited to do so. I'm super excited for these opportunities. So we got Chakra Astrology, August 4th. And to be determined, we got the Law of Attraction course. But before the Law of Attraction course, we do have Chakra Astrology. And I bring that up to promote it. I bring that up to invite you to join the course. Because I know a lot of people think that they know in reference to the astrology associations with the chakras because they read it online. Well, we'll have actual energies and source quotes and scientific studies and biological compositions to match the astrology, the astro sites in relation to your chakras. And of course, you know, I ain't just wake up and start talking about chakras, family. I ain't just wake up talking about astrology. This has been a persistent goal of acquisition towards knowledge, but then to make it understandable for my people. So I say to that. And I brought Nadia Shaw to reference. I put out she put out a video on her channel, and it did very well. It did very well. So I'm just saying, like, I know who I am. But do you know who you are? Because a lot of people say, man, I can't wait till people get hip to you. Let me tell you, family, they already hip to me. People say, man, I can't wait till your numbers skyrocket out the roof. And I say, let me tell you, family, they already skyrocketing out the roof. But let me give you another side of the game. See, the numbers ain't really shit, right? Because the download that I got was that these spiritual dudes on YouTube with a lot of numbers, and I'm not taking nothing away from them. I love those brothers. I love those sisters. Them is my babies. Y'all gotta know that before me, that wasn't a thing. Okay? Y'all gotta know that. But let's digress. Let's pull back some layers. Spirituality is not a popularity contest, but if you don't know that, you're going to gravitate towards the person who has the higher statistics. And let's bring it back to the algorithm based upon YouTube giving you the videos that it's going to give you. It's not going to give you the videos that it's just, okay, so 50 million hours of YouTube content is uploaded every single day. I said 50 million hours of content is being uploaded every day. So congratulations, you have found the needle in the haystack. But it's a very bright needle, and it will be the thread that will be able to be your key to destiny. And I'm grateful for you, as hopefully you are grateful for me as we tap into this spiritual. But ultimately, I'm not just here for views, right? Because let's talk about the numbers in the back end of YouTube and monetization. Yes, I'm monetized. Yes, I've been monetized for a while now. How much money do I make from YouTube? About $200 every 2 months. I got 4 children. Okay? Now, let's just say you put out a video and you do 20,000 videos every time you drop, and you drop a video every day. Okay? You probably could support yourself on that. But the chances of that is rare because the algorithms choose who is put on a particular pedestal. Now, it's not to say that my content is bad, because if I was uploaded on other people's platforms, which I have been, I see my videos go crazy. People such as Masterly Foolish, people such as Nadia Shaw. So it's not an indication on me or my numbers, but the reality is I have an intention. I have a business. So the example is, if a person has 10,000 views versus a person who has 10 views, and those 10,000 people who watched this video enjoyed his video, laughed, shared it, it went viral. But if a person like me has 10 views and I'm selling a product, and the 10 people that watched my video sought my video out based upon its subject matter and its content and what I'm actually providing, in which they're needing at a spiritual level, and I converted those into 10 sales, then that means that I got 10 views, but I may have made $1,000 off those 10 views. Now, a person who has 1,000 views or 10,000 views, based upon the algorithms, he can't particularly sell you anything besides the advertisements that YouTube have already programmed for you to sell. So ultimately, we use our gifts and we sell things for YouTube. But if I reject monetization and I put my video out and I sell my own shit and I just cross my fingers, I know I'm not going to get backed by the algorithm, but ultimately, you would then have to be a heat-seeking missile such as I, as we collide in this cosmic supernova of understanding, right? But I only say that to say that when you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, I swear to God, you better be selling something. I swear to God, you better not be on YouTube talking about a whole bunch of shit and not having nothing to sell. You got products in your store, you need to start putting videos explaining each and every product in your store. Right? You got services, you explain your services. See, my service is astrology. And what I began to do is talk about the astrological positionings from the day. You know, 1 to 2 to 3 people might say, I like his version of astrology. Let me purchase a reading from him. I'm not specifically hoping that you get a reading, but in the space of maybe I'll have a link in the description that you'll be like, okay, let me get a reading from this brother. And since the beginning of time, family, I've been promoting myself and not promoting the products that YouTube want y'all to buy. Because I don't get shit from the products that YouTube gets you to buy. In relation to my time and energy, if I'm going to do YouTube videos, it has to be worth it for me. And at the same time, you can watch my videos ad nauseum. You could be the biggest Hood Mystic fan and never bought shit. That's cool too. But at the same time, I gotta leverage the majority of people who just gonna watch the videos, not so into nothing, don't care that I got a family, don't care I got kids, don't care about none of the production value, don't care about the information, the source information that's going to actually give you applicable tips to activate your life, right? I know that people not gonna give a fuck to sew into that. See, because when it comes to helping you, people do not want to give you shit. But if I was hurting you, if I was selling weed, if I was selling dope, right? You would never go to the heroin dude and say, hey man, I really love your heroin. You know, that last heroin you gave me last week was awesome. You would never say that. You won't say shit to that man. You come there, give him his $20, and he give you your dope. You get high. Because to destroy yourself, you gotta pay. But when you go to church and they pass the collection plate around, niggas then got an attitude. Why we gotta pay money to the you? Why you riding around in the Benz, pastor? Why you in the airplane, pastor? Well, first of all, you ain't have to come to the church. And second of all, you did not have to receive the word. You could have just continued to live your life and whatever. But I say this to say, if you are selling something, sell that shit every day. Market your shit. Market, meaning that your product, your service, your good has a value to a particular consumer. You have to alert that particular consumer, hey, I have what you need. Because that person is not going to come knocking at your door and say, hey, I heard you had bomb ass massages. You think I could get one? I felt you in the ethers. No, you better be massaging on IG every single day, a different back. I better see the layout and the aesthetics of that spa. You better make me want to get a damn massage. I see the way you be rubbing on that back on that IG story. I see you having the YouTube videos of the tantric massages. Man, I gotta book you. I don't care where you at. You in Atlanta? You charge $500 an hour? I don't give a shit. I'm there. Because you marketed that persistently and you showed that you giving a dude a massage on his back. He like, oh shit, I'm about to come. You like, what? What you doing? I'm just massage. No, I'm coming. Like, oh shit, this nigga done came from a back massage, y'all. You don't think that you gonna go viral? And you could have lied about that shit. You know, just marketing. Advertisement is a part of marketing, and it's the part of marketing that's the lying part. Like advertising is like the hamburger that you see on the McDonald's commercial. Right? They advertise that. But it's a part of marketing is showing you the value of the double quarter pounder cheeseburger and how perfect it is, right? And then you go to McDonald's and it's a whole bunch of 14-year-olds. You get a double cheeseburger, come back a fillet of fish. You like, what the fuck, Mickey D's? But they already got you. They already got your money. They already got your attention by marketing. And it don't necessarily have to be real, but you better provide value. So if you got a crusty ass, dusty ass video, you might as well delete that and start over again. Get you a camera. The camera that I'm using costs $20, right? Y'all bought loud this weekend and liquor, way more than $20. So don't tell me that you can't afford the camera. The mic that I got is $150. I know how much that I know how much that hair costs. Homeboy, I know how much that jacket and short set and pants and shoes that you just bought. You know how much money dudes spend for clothes? If they buying them and not taking it back the same day, y'all know about that, but y'all should. getting it online and then returning it. I cannot how do you nigga ever come to your house and have to use your printer, print out the return label? All cap. All cap. Cause he know he need that money for his child support, but he gonna try to finagle, and I digress. So yeah. People spend a lot of money to impress people. They're trying to market themselves. They're trying to up their value in the eyes of whoever they're trying to tap into. And this is why I got a haircut scheduled on Tuesday, right? Why I'm thinking about different designs and different clothing, and working with different manufacturers and things of that nature, working with somebody that done work with the Supremes and that, you know, sewing for all of the Motown greats and things of that nature, and trying to create a clothing brand for myself, just for how I appear. Because if I was to able to master, and we'll talk about this in the astrology section, let me scooch myself over. If you see where Uranus is at in this Aries energy, awakening to your appearance, but then as it transits into the third decan of Aries, it's like showing you the power of your appearance, or the way to transcend and transform the minds of people around you. And maybe you an illusion, maybe you a fake, maybe people project their light on you, but at the end of the day, you're not saying that I'm going to dumb myself down so other people can be happy. You're saying, no, I'm gonna turn the fuck up and y'all can eat my dust, right? And this is marketing, right? Marketing is you showing up as your best self. And the people who are making the money, the movers, the shakers, they're not showing up dusty. They're not showing up with a bullshit ass camera, doing shit on the Android and just like hoping that people hear you. And then at the same point, they're not tapped into the frequency of not selling. They're not tapped into the frequency of isolation. So as we break these chains in the hearts and minds of our people, we got to begin to understand this stuff. So fuck numbers, sell something. Don't wake up and not sell something, but then go to work. Because if you go to work, they're giving you money in dollars. Okay? Now, a dollar is worth $1 in 1916. And since then, it has done a perpetual tumble in value to the point of 2016, when it was worth a mere 4 cents. And as 2016 moved into 2020 and 2021 frequencies, the dollar has decreased in the hearts and the minds of the movers and shakers. See, the movers and shakers are using cryptocurrency. See, it's in a trickle-down effect. So my thing is, if you got a stash, if you got $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, $100,000, and you got it sitting in cash, wake your ass up, invest that money in cryptocurrency, so you can have generational wealth perpetually in this new age of understanding. If you got a nest egg and it's not in cryptocurrency, please do research. Please do research, because cash is worth 4 cents on the dollar. So if you got a job and they give you $20 an hour, they're essentially giving you 80 cents an hour. You know what that is? That's jail wages. That's indigent funds. See, y'all don't know what indigent funds is. Indigent funds is when your peoples don't send you no money. And so the state give you a job, and your job give you $20 a month. So when you do 80 cents, right? It equate 80 cents times 40, equate to about $20 a week, $80 a month. And this is why you stress. This is why you strapped. Because you don't make enough money. Because the dollar is worth 4 cents. It's economically, that's science. But they ain't going to teach you that in college economics. Because they're going to Why you think they want 20, 30, 40, $50,000 for stuff, cars, houses, things of that nature, but your paycheck is in the hundreds? Maybe it's in the thousand. Maybe you get a $2,000 check and you feel good about it. But understand, it still doesn't equate to a larger value of the dollar because you make more money. It just means that you're compounding more and more and more and more debt because in your mind, it is a dollar. But when you buy something, it is a particular understanding that I'm giving you something of value. So if your dollar and your paycheck can't afford a car, then the money that you make ain't really worth shit. A car is a basic necessity to the point that they will give you a car on credit and make you pay on payments. They'll give you a house on credit and make you pay on payments because these are necessities. You need them, but you cannot afford them. So this is why I say, why the hell is we worried about numbers, but we're not worried about selling, right? So it's a lot of times where we're talking about the elite, right? We're talking about the working class. Well, the elite is very simple. It's not based upon race, right? It's not based upon gender. It's based upon partnerships. See, the partnerships make you elite. And isolation puts you in the working class. And your ability to be isolated and working a job is the reason that slavery exists. Your ability to get out of your comfort zone and learn how to deal in partnerships without being triggered, learn how to be in partnerships without fucking on people. Because the moment black people get together in our small little circles, we get bored and we start fucking. And then while we fucking, we ain't planning and doing the actual business. And then a lot of things on YouTube I'm seeing is like, delete that person if they don't agree with you. Stop messing with that person if they upsetting you. On both fronts, right? How can we handle actual understanding how the world works? Because it's not the white man, it's the white people, or the Indian people, or the Chinese people that get together, open these corporations, open up for business, right? Become successful, become magnetic portals of attraction to which you go in there and say, can I work for you? You literally say, can I be your slave? Right? But here and all, you got your brother can do art. This person is a salesman. Little Tom Ron ass be selling drugs all the time. You on the block faithfully selling it, good at selling, right? Persistent selling. John, can you shut my door, please? Thank you. You're gonna need security. Big data ass, big as hell, right? But see, we ain't dealing with people and talking to people and building with people. We trying to get our shit together. We trying to do our shit, do our own shit. Be our own boss. But see, isolation puts you in the working class. Partnerships, leveraging your partnerships, saying, I'm not the best salesman. I'm not the best technical person. I don't know much about graphic design. Hood know about graphic design. Let me pay Hood for some graphic design. So I don't have to worry about it. I can just focus on what I do best, making body butters, right? How you making body butters, doing graphic design, then doing accounting. Knowing your accounting ain't together. But Spirit Doula, she know the accounting. So let me get with Spirit Doula and say, hey, the accountant that you was talking, can you, because I've got the business going, it's going well, and I'm making money, but you know how that go. I don't want to be greedy. I want to understand the strictures and the functions of how this thing works. Leveraging your partnerships, leveraging the people that you have in your life so you can become your best self is how the whole world succeeds, except black people. Black people just be like, hey, I'm going to do it myself. I got my own business. And I don't need to talk to nobody. I don't need to market my business. I don't need to do YouTube videos to promote my business. I don't need to do shit. It's going to work out eventually. And I say it just don't work out that way. So how can I help you make money? That's my question for y'all. How can I help you make the bread, make the money, right? Because if you make money, that's all I want to see. And I need people that want to see me make money. You understand? Because what I'm saying is going to go in one ear out the other if you ain't trying to help me make money, because I'm still in the trenches with it. I ain't capping. I'm in the trenches and I'm still trying to figure out how to make it do what it do out here. I ain't struggling. I ain't messed up. And a lot of my extra money goes into investing. So at a certain point, if I don't got it, it's because it's in the pot, stewing, cooking. You can't eat the gumbo as soon as you put the shrimp in the andouille. Did I say it right this time? The andouille in the pot. You gotta let it simmer. And then after the first time, tell me if I'm lying, you don't even want to eat it that first day. You want to let it simmer and get all funky and nasty and get all the juices in the andouille and the shrimp and the crab legs just and the roux just merge and just fuck each other for a little bit. You know what I mean? Get that orgasm off, and then you want to eat the gumbo. See, why can't we talk about shit like that? Not gumbo having sex, but long-term investments, right? Putting up 4 figures in the cryptocurrency and just not looking at it for a year, right? Because that's what it takes. It takes partnerships, it takes long-term effects, and it takes shadow work. It takes chakra work, because you got to be the person that's bringing value to the table and not thinking about what you getting out of it. Because how the fuck is we going to have a real solution and a real understanding when everybody the top dog? What I feel like is like too many chiefs and not enough Indians. And the reality is that we are aboriginal to the land and we just don't know this. So that's what I kind of showed at the beginning, and I'm not even going to re-show it. Oh, yes, I am on that type of time today. How y'all feeling? And shout out to my cousin DA. His YouTube page is coming soon. Y'all gonna get real used to DA real soon. Don't worry about that. But he had told me about this book. I can't think of the name of the book right now, but this is a little excerpt of it, and it's more talking about this type of time, and it's talking about a lot of the things that, you know, people be talking about, but we don't really absorb. You know, things such as like the Moors and the country being a form of ancient power, right? And melanated people being the symbols of the power of the country. The Mississippi River and the Mississippian mound builders and things of that nature, and then the overall Moorish architecture that then was revamped and reflipped into prisons, to which house the very kings that once ruled the castles. And you couldn't never make it up until you get in to tap into, you know, us celebrating every holiday, Memorial Day, Washington, D.C. I'm educated. I've been to this college. I've been to this school. And never really factoring in that liars have been teaching you since you were a child. So your smart is based upon a lie. You got aboriginal energies, Atlantean energies that say I'm from Africa, as opposed to I created Africa from my womb. Africa came out of my pussy, right? Because you are the original on the cutting edge of human technology through the activation of your chakras and doing your shadow work. Because then all of this type of stuff, it just make more sense. To which you have been caught up from your spiritual systems, right? And now, you know, you're celebrating July 4th. not knowing left from right, but you got to understand your mother and father was killed. And then the person who was your custodian or guardian lied to you and told you your mother and father never existed. But you can't separate the skin from the potato meat and then say one thing ain't the other thing. So what I'm saying is, you can't tell me this any longer that I came from Africa and that this country was not filled with melanated people before you got here. And the fact of the Africa story is specifically so the melanated people don't actually tap in and tune into the frequency that they're mound builders. Cause then we would then have to examine all y'all fucking golf courses that y'all got scattered around here as if no mounds exist. Y'all mean to tell me y'all curated and created all of these wonderful golf courses? And then I gotta pay 6 figures a year to take a part of it? And you know that the society don't pay me 6 figures a year. So how am I getting into your golf club? I digress. Hey, our Hodge podcast coming up. Me and Rob, we gonna talk about that. So yeah, man, it's such a beautiful time, a beautiful day. Last week said it was a moon for release. And the funny thing about it, I did that episode early. I did that episode on Monday. Guess who got released from jail? Bill Cosby's ass. I ain't saying that I'm the cause or the catalyst of it, but I was thinking about Bill Cosby, and then the next thing I know, they said that he was released from jail. Now, y'all could think that I'm lying when I say that, but please, I put that on my kids. I'm just saying, I was dead centered, like, focusing and tapped into, like, man, y'all literally, I think my wife might bear witness. I might even said something to my wife, but I for sure was thinking how, damn, they literally just threw that man in jail as a publicity stunt. And I'm just thinking, like, man, free that man, dog. Free that man. And then, like, an hour later, he was free. And I was just like, and let me backtrack. I don't think I specifically freed him, but it might have been on the collective consciousness thought wave or something like that. And I just caught a vibration of it, you know? But, man, last week was definitely a week of release. Maybe it was a symbol. Maybe it was just a confirmation that we are collectively on the right path. Stay tuned for Wednesday. Of course, we'll have Mystic Math again, and I don't know what this week deals with on the moon vibrations, but definitely going to peer into my crystal ball and let y'all know what I see. One more thing, I'm going to put this in the chat, and then we're going to get into some astrology. Thank y'all for tapping in with me. Usually I'd be like, man, I'm gonna go and rush through all of this and run. But if y'all got other shit to do, y'all just go ahead and take care of that other shit y'all have to do and cut off the video. But I'm gonna do me, you understand? And I'm gonna get this information off. I'm gonna talk at my speed. I'm gonna go at my pace. And if you don't like it, Spiritual Soul is in the building. Watch that nigga eat mukbangs and things of that nature. So what I'm going to pin in the live chat comment section is the podcast that me and Rod did this Saturday. We had been talking about it for 2 weeks, but then I woke up on, I think it was Saturday, maybe Saturday or Friday, one of those days. And we just worked out the details. You know what I'm saying? We worked out the details, right? Then we delivered a powerful show, man. Powerful show. If you haven't seen it, see it, man. If you got like 3 hours to burn, you got a long ride, or you're a delivery truck driver for Amazon. I mean, eventually we'll all be delivery truck drivers for Amazon and things of that nature. So I'm pretty sure I'm talking to one on the live, you know. Turn this on in your headphones as you ride and hitting your deliveries and things of that nature. It's wonderful banter. We got wonderful sync, and we say a lot of reckless shit. But I think as men, we're allowed to be reckless from time to time, because It's part of our nature as men to be reckless and kind of have like locker room talk and things of that nature. And it might sound like bullshit, but it's healthy. It feels good to do it because that's me being authentic and true to myself. I think every time nowadays I'm hearing motherfuckers say peace, love, and light, and I don't feel that from them. I feel that they're just regurgitating shit and talking about shit that they don't actually feel. Trust and believe that everything that I say, everything that I exhibit, everything that I am, this is just me in my true sense. And do it make me perfect and peace, love, and light? Absolutely not. I'm kind of ratchet and I'm kind of rough around the edges, but I figured that's why y'all love me. So let's tap into the astrology. Let's talk about what we're going to talk about. And then from there, let's get into this law of attraction. But hopefully y'all are in good vibes as we tap into this chaos theory. Peace to the family. Peace. I say peace to the family. Peace. I say, let's go back. In our astrology section today, we will be talking about your baby mama and your baby daddy. Hey, your baby mama and your baby daddy. No cap. All about your baby mama, your baby daddy. Nah, seriously though, we'll be talking about Uranus so we was talking about the second decan last week, but we'll be talking about the third decan this week. As we can see, Uranus is approaching the third decan of Aries, sidereal. Mars is already in the third decan of Cancer, and Venus will be approaching the third decan of Cancer, and of course Saturn will be approaching the third decan of Capricorn. That's the first level of astrology we'll be talking. But then in 2 weeks, as we can see, the sun will be opposed Pluto very soon, and we're going to do more of like, that brought about the chaos theory. That brought about, okay, we're studying astrology, and we know this is happening in 2 weeks. How can we begin to prepare for it as opposed to be in a particular pickle where we're not chaos magicians and scientists and actually have mastery over our destiny? And so ultimately, as we deal with our chaos theory and our butterfly effect, you know, the reality of the sun opposed Pluto will essentially be the life that you planned it to be based upon who you believed yourself to be. And I'll explain that in the later portions of the show. But we're going to talk about this T-square as we talked about last week. But last week we talked about the T-square more centered Mars. This week we'll center it more centered on Venus as we deal with our subjective love and its wins and its losses and how they show up in the real time. So just wanted to show that map real quick and then get into the astrology. Okay, so Venus conjunct Mars. Mars, the planet of action. Venus, the planet of subjection. This is what I want. Okay, great, right? Get what you want. But ultimately, how does that show up in the real world? So the fourth decan or the third decan of Cancer is ruled by the Four of Cups or the Four of Congo. In the Voodoo Tarot, this card is the La Baline, which is the womb of creation. So essentially, you have the ability to create anything that you want to create as Mars conjuncts Venus. And maybe there are no caveats. Maybe you just have to learn your lesson. But if you are around the block, like you're my age, 36, 37, you've manifested shit before. You've been on trips before. You've done all of this shit before, and it don't really serve you, fam. So as we deal with, okay, let's go back, because I have to, so we can see this as a family. So Uranus is in Aries, first house. Mars and Venus is in Cancer, fourth house. Saturn is in Capricorn, 10th house. The first house is our appearance. The fourth house is our home. The 10th house is our business, okay? Our appearance, our home, and our business. The appearance of our home and the appearance of our business. We're doing some aesthetics. We're doing an extreme makeover for our life and our understanding. So if you think that if you manifest a new car, if you manifest a new home, if you tap into energies that are completely physical or luxurious. So the Four of Wands, the Four of Cups rather, it in the Thoth Tarot deck is the card of luxury. Now luxury is about being emotionally fulfilled in the right way. What is luxurious to you? It might sound good on the outside looking in, right? But it's a dark side to luxury, and that dark side is particular boredom, right? Because ultimately you're dealing with an aesthetic when luxury. So say for instance, it's a couple of things to bring it into understanding of luxury, because luxury, Cancer, right? We're in Cancer. Cancer is the emotional body, but the emotional body is deeply tied into our nutrition and what we eat. So luxurious is not like fucking Marilyn Monroe and Elizabeth Taylor more than it is somebody like Dick Gregory or somebody like Dr. Sebi in the realms of earth. Now, it's not to create a religion. This is just one deacon of the astrology chart. So sometimes people get religious with their dietary habits. But I say in reference to the energy, you should be able to sell a diet plan. You should be able to sell a meal prep. You should be able to sell a smoothie, as opposed to making sure that people are healthy. It's not your really call. However, if you want to make it a business, then you might become super successful in it if you got energies in Cancer, or you don't have energies in Cancer, but you have energies in Capricorn. This is activating your Capricorn energy, right? But that's the true luxury though. It's creating an inner vibration, as opposed to giving a person a diamond ring and, a $15,000 dress. That's not luxury, that's aesthetics. And you can have luxurious aesthetics, and nothing is wrong with luxurious aesthetics, but in the mind of the understanding of the womb of creation, you have to bring it into the fact that what you bring into your mouth, what you bring into your yoni, is your luxury. And it's all about energy. Okay. And then ultimately, nutrition, NUTR. So you got NUTR. You can flip those. You can go NURT, right? Nurture. Nutrition is how you nurture yourself. So one might say, like, if you can't, so you're like, how do I love myself? I put on lipstick. I put on a dress. All right, Thomas, that ain't how you love yourself. Well, I was watching on IG. A chick said she was going to love herself, so she put on some lipstick and she wore a dress. And I said, that'd be cool. I want to love myself too. So I put on a lipstick and wore a dress. I love myself now, hood. You don't know much. And I'm just like, all right, Thomas, cool. Continue to love yourself. However, from the astrologicals for which I reference the 10 astrological signs of the body. And how we interplay with our body. See, that's the true occult to me. That's the true esoteric for me. It is never about wearing hoods, saying namre, and doing all of this weird shit and saying that I'm a cult. It's not about wearing beads and saying peace, love, and light. It's about doing this damn shadow work. Hey sis, you sending me sexual vibrations and now I'm feeling sexual energy. Do you feel that way? Or am I just bugging? Well, Hood, why are you saying that to me? I'm doing shadow work. I'm not going to be the person that you project. See, a lot of people think that they can project sexual energy and that because I am who I am, I can keep it friendly. Well, my energy and my soul say that's sexual energy, Hood. You need to speak to that. Oh, gosh, she could never be sending me sexual energy like that. And so I'm not going to speak to it. When you speak to it, motherfuckers be so surprised. Almost to the point that's like, damn, are you a psychic? Are you reading my mind? Why, yes, I am. I've been doing shadow work and I've been activating my psychic senses. I've been doing chakra work and I've been activating my psychic senses. So the bullshit that you used to do with the mind games and things like that, I pick up on it instantly because you are not my source. I am my source. Who you been talking to? This guy named Hood Mystic on YouTube. He's kind of cool. Like, fuck that. Can't stand that. But no. So luxury, right? If I pulled up in some bell bottoms and some stacks with fish in them, and I had on a goddamn fishtail jacket, ain't nothing but goddamn fish on my jacket. I got bass, I got salmon. How you say it? Salmon or salmon, right? Meaning that my jacket is matching the fish in my goddamn stack bell platform shoes. You feel me? I got there walking down fucking Collins Avenue, Miami. It's 2021 too. It ain't 1970. Walking down this bitch looking like Huggy Bear, and instead of saying what up though, I'm like, show your ride, Jimmy the Slickum, just on some real 70s shit. And people like, yo, why is you like that? I'm like, shit, I'm in luxury, baby. You know me, I'm the flyest in the world. Our mind be playing real live tricks on the fact that we think that we're lit if we achieve a old ass goal. So we would have these old ass goals, right? No different from me wanting a cappy on 22-inch rims and riding through the hood and shit like that. And I'm well beyond and progressed past that point, right? That's luxury. It's a thought form. It's not a reality, because luxury in its true sense is the perpetual energy that you take every day, right? Meaning that every day presents itself with a goal or a style or a vibration, and your ability as a spiritual being can kind of move into it, right? It's just like if niggas start dancing or something, catching the vibe, and you like, oh, okay, and then you start doing the same dance. How you doing the same dance that another person is doing? And then another person to come in and look and see you y'all doing that dance and be like, oh, y'all gotta teach me. Okay, and then it's like, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, 4, 5, 6, bring it back, 1, 2, if it's up, then it's up, then it's, right? As opposed to a person who is naturally gifted, can just absorb different styles and vibrations. It's just like if you walked into a dance floor and niggas was doing dances from the 1970s. You would have thought that you had time traveled. More than the fact that you might not ever see that because it's gone. Unless you want to watch Soul Train. But the energies and the frequencies that exist today will have you on some TikTok shit. Will have you doing a flash mob or something like that. But luxury will say, man, I don't want to do that. I want to do the 1970s shit. And now you're showing up on Collins looking like Huggy Bear. And it's a funny example. But if you actually think that luxury is an external thing, that's what your luxury looks like to a person that is being present. It's out of date and out of touch. Because new goals So this shows up in relationships, a luxurious relationship. Like, and you may not even understand it. You're just projecting an image on the thing as opposed to looking at the day and being aware of what's happening today. And this is the true level up, because the time is now to take your masculine and feminine energy and put it in the womb of creation and create something new. But the majority of people are not going to utilize this portal. There's multiple portals. It's a Cancer, Capricorn portal. And then when the sun transits into Cancer, it's going to create a portal with Pluto. And a lot of this shit I'm saying is going in one ear, not the other, because you fixated with your luxurious ideas of which you wish to manifest that you don't even have. But you will get them one day. And anybody that stands in your way of getting what you will have in the future is off with their heads, but you live today. Tomorrow is never going to come. So your goals and your visions and your plans and your wishes and your hopes are just blocks for you enjoying the moment. See, nobody will tell you this because nobody specifically knows it. So when you tap into spiritual people, they should enlighten you to new ideas. You shouldn't never tune in and tap into a spiritual person that's giving you information that you've been heard before, because that's confirmation of information. So the same thing as you going to second grade and learning about 2 + 2 all over again and then justifying it. It's good for me to brush up on my mathematics. I got 100 on my test, nigga. You don't know nothing about me. Have at it. But we are entering to new worlds and new vibrations. And Venus conjunct Mars in Cancer is a new recipe that you could begin to market, opposed Saturn in Capricorn, to which you have to tap into a new aesthetic. Now, I'm talking about a new life for you. I'm talking about a new lease. I'm talking about a whole new level up. And you might say, I can't have that. Not me. Because I'm dealing with this situation. I'm dealing with that situation. I'm working with 2 people right now. And it's just like straight up goddesses. And I see it. But the reality is that they don't see it in themselves. And it burns me. But it's nothing that I can do except hold the reflection and hold the space and be the persistent understanding that the goddess energy is alive and well, but you too fixated on energies and entities that didn't want to vest into your goddess energy, didn't want to vest into your feminine energy. So because of that, you got smart. And now you too smart to be spiritual, meaning that you too smart to be persistent with your offerings. You doing the same intentions, but your intentions done got stale. Your altar work done got stale. Your chakra work done got stale. Your shadow work done got stale because you too smart. And now you got to think about all of the things that you got to do in reference to how to tap into all of the things that you need to tap into to be spiritual, when the fact is the education from source is very personal. And it's very intuitive. And it's very present. And you don't have to wait for shit. You don't have to work for shit. You have to understand yourself. And you only have the moment to work with yourself. You don't have 2 hours from now. Because 2 hours from now is a gift. That's a fucking miracle. Because 2 hours from now is going to be somebody who's alive right now. Then 2 hours from now, gone. Never coming back. And if that shit don't freak you the fuck out, then you're not in understanding of truth. And you're in some form of fantasy la la land. Meaning that, so for me, I have loved, right? I have loved and then death. multiple times, triggering, traumatic, right? So I know that I have to pour in love perpetually, daily to my wife, whether she recognizes it, comprehends it, communicates it, or even understands what the fuck I'm doing. Because the reality is that nothing is taken for granted in relationships. And if we're having sexual union, then she must be the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I must bestow love and pour love into her. Because the reality is that we can get mad at people and we can get angry at people as if that's what it is. When that's never what it is, we just don't understand our shadow. We don't understand our projections. We don't understand our expectations. And we put expectations on other people and then be confused about it when we're alone. We be confused about it when we're sad and never thinking that it was our responsibility to give love to that situation. So this is luxury, right? Leveling up, tapping into new goals, understanding new nutritional hacks that don't put you to sleep, but actually energize you. See, food is energy. I actually incorporated food in a sexual thing the other night, but I'm not going to talk about that. Let me move on. Another part of Cancer, because you are in the realms of material things, and you will receive material things. Mars conjunct Venus. So this is a perfect time for a vision board. Put one item on there that somebody is going to give to you, and this is a law of attraction exercise. Don't put nothing on there that you got to work to get. Don't put nothing on there that you really, really want, like it's a matter of life and death. Do a fun vision board. I'm going to tell y'all my vision board, because somebody is going to give me a Dodge Charger. I was just driving and I said, you know what? I want a Michigan blue. I found out the name of the color is blue B5. So blue B5, in just case you worry. Write it down. Even write it down. If you bring it, somebody gonna give Hood Mystic a blue B5 Dodge Charger because he deserves it. He just want to pull up I like pulling up in the van looking like the goddamn mystery van and things of that nature. We just don't have a dog. We got a Scooby-Doo, but it's a cat version. I like pulling up in the mystery van, but ultimately I want to pull up in a blue Dodge Charger on my solo dolo stuff because I've been going to the gym and things, and every time I don't feel like I need to just pull up in a van. I feel like I need to pull up in a Dodge Charger from time to time. So I want a new school Dodge Charger, blue B5, and I don't want to pay no payments on it. I don't want to buy it. I want somebody to give me that shit. That's my Mars, Venus, and Cancer energy, right? You receiving material things as opposed to looking for them, working for them, wishing for them, hoping for them. I know for a fact somebody got a blue Dodge Charger that they don't even want. Like, here, Hood, you can have it. Go get him, Tiger. So as we begin to understand this Cancer energy, Mars and Venus, which is nutrition, also nurturing, and a desire to nurture yourself, a desire to pamper yourself, and this is not external. Cancer is not external more than it is our emotional body, and people tend to go through trauma, go through pain, and emotionally eat. And it don't really have nothing to do with weight, or it could do a lot with weight. Because if people have seen me from 2011 to 2020, and the weight that I've gained is based upon the sadness that I've incurred through loss. I'm able to say that now because I'm not in that particular vibration or frequency. I'm going to the gym, I'm eating right, and I'm working through my trauma. I didn't choose my trauma, I didn't create my trauma. Trauma showed up in my door in the form of love. So in the space of knowing that love and trauma exist in the same space, You owe it to your partner to toss their salad with ice cream. I ain't telling y'all what I did last night. I ain't telling y'all what I did last night. So, let's walk. Venus, Mars conjunct. The desire to nurture oneself. The home deals with nutrition, and it also deals with family, and it also deals with altar work. These things are related. And if you utilize all three understandings in your everyday, your kids will be healthy, your spiritual life will be sound, and yeah, your fourth house will be together. The home. What do you do in the home? You eat in the home. What do you eat in the home? Bullshit or healthy shit? The home. What is in the home else? An altar. Is your altar stale or is your altar worked with? These are questions of Mars and Venus into the fourth house. So stale altars, action towards it. You love your ancestors. That's why you created the altar in the first place. But you don't love them in the sense where I loved you 2 months ago, nigga. Can't you take that love from 2 months ago and hold it? I actually need to be perpetually loved over and over and over again every single day by you because, you know, it's subjective. I'm in your world. Well, I don't want you in my world. Well, then what you want in your world? Just luxury. So it gets kind of confusing, right? Most of the people, they trade in family, ancestors, nutrition even for luxury. Aesthetics. IG culture is the overall understanding that if I have the money, if I have the house, if I have the vacation, if I do the thing, I will be emotionally sound. Cancer energy is if you eat right, if you do altar work, you're good. The sign of luxury. Internal emotional luxury. And a lot of people say you can eat whatever you want, you can do whatever you want, but in reference to astrology and the body just don't agree with that. The body has a particular system to say, all right, I'm gonna just produce fat if you're gonna be sad. I'm gonna just make you fat as fuck if you're gonna be sad. Meaning that how many times have you just seen a fat ass old person? So it gets to a point when you turn about 35 into 40, from 35 to 40, you decide if you want to live for another 40 years or if you want to die in the next 10. I said between 35 and 40, you decide if you want to live for the next 10 or live for the next 40. And ultimately, you could commit suicide every day by eating dead meat. If I eat something dead, does that not make me alive or dead? To which if you eat a living part of life, thus you're incurring living energy, you would assume living. And a lot of people die the fuck off between 40 and 60. When ultimately they don't necessarily have to. This aging process and this death process is based upon your Cancer energy and your ability to understand your nutrition and your occult systems. See, why is it that we can be so occult? Meaning that we could come through with the ankhs, we could come through with the beads, we could come through with all of the aesthetics of spiritual. But then when we start talking about food, it's like, oh, so all right, I'm gonna show up in a Christian Louboutin and some V-Long and shit, and then y'all gonna be talking about I need to support black businesses. Why am I supporting the devils? But I'm saying I'm wearing this Vallone because I like it. I'm wearing this off-white because I like it. Plus, I understand that my occult is in my own body. My occultism is not to sit around a whole bunch of weird niggas and talk about what we not gonna do. Because in this reality, the things that I've been processing, the things how I live my life, how I'm processing it, is not even to a point where I can just sit on it like it's making me mad. right? It's making me angry to the point that I gotta put my life on the line for my people. And I got a family. So it's kind of like telling my wife and telling my kids, I love y'all, but I gotta leave. Cause if I don't fight against this racist ass system, then my sons will have to live in this system knowing that their dad did not fight against the tyranny and the oppression. And don't tell me that there's no tyranny or no oppression when people can flip people's content and thus become more successful off of the source, and the source has to fight for everything that he got. And I don't mind fighting. I don't care about dying. But my thing is, I'm not going to act like I don't live in a racist society because I'm woke, because I'm spiritual, because I say Ashe and peace, love, and light. No, it's fucked up. And that's the reality. And that's the shadow work. That's the chakra work. That's the truth of the matter. And when people had to fight for their communities, 10 times out of 10, their community didn't even know that they was being protected or even fought for. So if you know, you might have to fight. If you want to live in, like, ignorance is blissful. And if you want to be happy, and you want to bubble eye beings, then do the actions that bring about your happiness and your bubble eye beings. But I want to fight because I know I'm going to win. And knowing I'm going to win does not mean that I won't risk my physical body. But at a deeper level, at a spiritual level, I've already won because I've made the difference. And I'm waking people up to themselves. I'm not waking you up to anything outside of your living soul. And I stand on that message. And I live on that message. I'm not going to be beefing or tapped into no internet beef to get my point across. I know that you are a spiritual being having a human experience in the references and taps into your gender. They don't have nothing to do with you. You're androgynous. Your race, that don't have nothing to do with you. You're Atlantean. Your social status don't have nothing to do with you. You're divine and royalty. What's the final step? Mastering the third decan of the 10th house of Capricorn energy, or accessing your Obatala energy. The problem with spiritual people is that they're too fucking positive. You don't see their dark side. So if you tell me because I'm spiritual, I don't have no dark side, then that just means that you're a full of shit person. You're just full of shit. You don't have the capacity to show your holistic negative self. You can't say the things that I say because I'm in control of myself. I am whole. I say what I want. I do what I want. But it's like, well, you're going to piss people off and people are not going to like you and people going to not admire you. All admiration, if you took the shadow work course, you would know that all admiration is a person projecting their light on you. And I don't like y'all light being projected on me. I want y'all to tap into y'all own light. I can't do nothing for you that you can do for yourself. Okay? So ultimately, let's center into the third decan of Capricorn, oppose the third decan of Cancer, where we have the energy of Obatala. Obatala speaks to purity. Obatala also takes that in reference to the chaos theory and the butterfly effect, where life is just fast, going, gotta wake up, be busy, da 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 da, run, right? If you look, you see these snails. So Obatala is the king, but he got snails on him. Cause to master this matrix, you gotta take shit slow. You gotta relax into some shit. Everybody feel like if they don't get it in the first second, in the first 60 seconds, they ain't gonna get it. But in the reality, you just not getting shit. Cause in the space of manipulating and tapping into your matrix and understanding your 10th house, understanding your Capricorn energy, you're gonna have to take things a little bit slower. You get more things done. You ain't getting shit done if you moving fast. So when Saturn moves into the third decan, as it's moving in, the hack is to take things slow. Slow things down. Think about like Matrix. The bullet is coming at him, but he like, it's slow to him though. It ain't as fast, right? And another thing about the 3D is that everything is slowed down so you can catch your soul. And then once you engage and lock into your soul, you just move into hyperspeed. But you gotta slow down. Bring that connection. That's what them snails represent. Although Capricorn deals with material gain and authority, that's not all there is to living a fulfilling lifestyle. To have everything you want materially, to say how things are, that's not fulfilling, right? Even though you got people like, oh girl, you got this, you got that. I'm so happy you got this and you got that. The person that you're doing that to, inside of them, they're not feeling that. You're projecting that. You're saying that because you got that, yo ass better be happy, motherfucker, because I don't got that and I'm sad. But since you got that, yo ass deserves to come out here with a smile. And the reality is that because that projection is so strong, people have to hold that astique or mystique. So they're on their YouTube and Instagram, peace, love, and light, family. No, fuck that. Ain't no peace, love, or light in your energy. Everything brown, dark, hateful, spiteful. But it's just cool to say peace, love, and light. So what would be a fulfilling lifestyle? To be in the forms of teamwork. That would be fulfilling. Because that way you know you being supported. And the thing about the snail and the thing about the Obatala, it's willing to work for what it wants. It's willing to work for it, and it's also confident because it's working with a few things. And no, it doesn't have to be the enforcer, the stock marker, the checkout person, the bagger, the person that's going to walk you to the goddamn ATM, take the money out your ATM, put it in your purse, rub you on your booty and say, hope you have a nice day today, man. It got one job and it do that one job well. And it perfects that job, and then ultimately if the situation don't work out, because we got to deal with this Uranus Aries. If the situation don't work out, at least I'm good. And so you look, the 10th house is who you are in the world. You need to learn how to be that. You can't be watching and picking up on other people more than you got to actually see what that team looks like. Who do you need to have in your life? Because ultimately, one could be successful based upon the choices that they have made and put themselves in the ivory tower and to look at everybody else in the world. But the reality is that that's everybody else in the world's story. Meaning that we're all isolated and we're all afraid of losing what we have created, when the deeper reality is that we don't even have nothing if we don't have each other. Because in the realms of the world and how the world is operated is everybody working together, putting their differences aside so they can rule. So the question then becomes, as you work on your 10th house, are you a ruler or are you just a worker or a peasant? And if you are a ruler, then you have to have a particular council. And if you are a peasant, just continue to do peasant shit. Make sure you wake up early, brush your teeth, and clock in on time. Nothing wrong with that. But at a certain point, you'll realize that I want to change, and understand that how you change is through partnership. But you got to understand the mechanics of partnership. You can't go into partnership projecting. That's where you get into ego magic and yellow magic. You need to understand that the person who is trying to be the loudest, biggest person in a room internally is the weakest. So if you do find yourself in a powerful position, you then have to ask yourself, what is about this ivory tower that is gratifying? Looking down on the world, what does that do for you? Nothing. So the question then becomes, why don't you share? Why don't you organize? Why don't you lead? Why don't you hire? Why don't you employ? Why don't you assist? Why don't you counsel? Why don't you share information? Why don't you share knowledge? Why do you sit and complain that other people make mistakes when you don't have a YouTube page promoting your book that you wrote to help people in the shit that you complain about? I know you feel like you're not here to do great things, and I used to feel that way too, but I was wrong. You can be wrong in the assessment that you're not here to do great things. You can be wrong in that. So ultimately, throughout the week, what are some deliberate actions? So we're doing Venus, Mars, action, right? Venus, deliberation. Towards what? Purity, transparency. You need to figure out a way to get over yourself, to get over your block, so you can begin to get out your own way. Because when you are a fake ass person, you got a fake ass agenda. And when it comes to coming to some reality, it's hard to do so. Because everything about you just fake. And no matter how people view you, that is not an indication of you. That is an indication of them. Nobody can say, Kyrie, you're awesome. They can only say, I'm awesome, and I see my awesomeness through what you're doing, Kyrie. And I can say, you are awesome. And I'm just here to let you know that. So what deliberate actions can you have in transparency, purity, and openness, even if it's to just pour some water to your ancestors and do some libations? And then listen to the cues and the clues on what you should do next. But the idea is to get out of your way, because you don't know shit. So, we have Venus, Mars, Saturn, squaring Uranus and Aries. Uranus and Aries is entering into the fourth deck in the fourth decan. And that card in the Voodoo Tarot deck is Agua La Flambeau. So the Four of Wands is about opposition. And it's about unifying those oppositions. The fourth decan is ruled by Venus. Hence the understanding and vibrations in the root of this conversation is in you being subjective about the world that you are living in. It's people walking up and down New York City collecting pennies with their jar. Walking next to that person is a businessman going into Wall Street, about to buy some stocks. And he's going to walk past a lady that's going to go to her cleaning job at a high-rise hotel. What is your subjection in the world? What is your choice? What do you fucking want to do? Not what do you have to do, not what are you obligated to do, but in the realms of magic, what do you want to do? And what do you begin to do utilizing this new moon energy as well as this Pluto energy that is in the realms of transforming? So how do you want to transform your life? And trust me, if you feel like you're defeated and weak and unable to change your life, then this conversation won't be up for you, because to actually develop strength is a personal ambition. Meaning that I have to get my ass up and go to the gym to develop strength. Meaning that if you lift out, if Nikos was lifting out, Ra was lifting out, and they got muscles, and I was sitting on my ass, then I can't be like, hey, can I borrow some of the muscles? So your spiritual strength and your spiritual growth has to be a personal endeavor that you begin to focus on. And as you work on this, then you will change your life. But it's very important on what you ingest and how you ingest things. Because your like when you ingest things, when do you eat versus when do you sleep? What do you eat in the morning? Or is the first thing you're doing eating food? Working your digestive system, working your energy, so now you're tired and you don't understand why you're tired? Well, maybe it's your digestive system that's overworking. And now when it's talking about spiritual things and altar work, by the time you get home, you just tired. But your ass been eating and snacking and eating food all day. How is you tired and you've been sitting at the cubicle all day, but you've been eating all day? Or you eat a big meal and now ain't nothing happening, you going to sleep, because now your body is saying, take your ass to sleep because we got work to do. Now, what if you let your body relax for a little bit and reduce some of the food that you was eating or the times that you was eating, so you could get into some spiritual work, get into some meditation work? Meaning that if your digestive is prioritized over food as sustenance and survival, then where do you got time for spirit? Because I know you want to be passive when it comes to your spiritual understanding, but that's not going to actually get you nowhere. Passive meaning that watch a YouTube video on spirituality and that's my spiritual diet. It's not doing nothing for you. And a lot of these people are fake, and a lot of these people are regurgitating other content and making it their own. So how does that help you? You have to develop a relationship with self. So Venus squaring this energy, fire energy, it should bring you about awareness to where you're giving your energy. And ultimately, if you're giving your energy away and you're not being reciprocated, you're being at a loss. So if the food that you're eating isn't energizing you, then eventually something will come in to balance these things out. Saturn will come in to say, look, here go this negative malady so you can change. And hopefully you can see in the ways that you need to change so your blessings can become into fruition. So you can fully tap into your law of attraction. Okay. Venus opposition in relationships, Uranus is very centered on what you're attracting based upon who you are and based upon like the unconscious things that you said to yourself. Like really wanting to be with somebody because you lonely. And then attracting somebody that's going to be with you when you lonely, right? But not really attracting somebody that's going to be with you, that's going to help you in life. You're just only going to have somebody to help you when you lonely. So Uranus will awaken you to that pattern of, okay, let me stop attracting from loneliness and let me start attracting from the ability to create this new life, this ability to take things slow and be pure and actually reverse some shit. Because either you gonna get with somebody that wants to fix you, which probably ain't gonna happen, or you gonna heal yourself. So if you got trauma, if you got scars, if you got brokenness, work on that. And don't work on somebody or something or some food or some video or some existential thing to heal you. Because it don't necessarily work like that. And then people will then get into this space of, so you mean to say that I gotta just pour love into somebody? What if they don't give you anything back? What if they don't reciprocate? Two hours from now is not a guarantee. So if you had love to give and you didn't give it to that person, and then for some reason they just moved to a different country and you never seen them again, you will always think about the opportunity that you had to give love, but chose to be selfish, chose to be greedy. There are no guarantees in this life. So the things that you do, and this is where it gets into everything you do spiritually is bullshit, because you're trying to do something non-physical to create a guarantee. There are no guarantees. The only thing that you can do is give an abundance of love, but sometimes you don't have it to give because you don't give it to yourself. And so where's the attention being redirected? It's like, well, I was sad that I didn't get that degree. Well, maybe your soul said you don't need that degree, and you just have to begin to heal yourself from that sadness that you experience and just get over it, because if you were to have it, you would have had it. So what are you going to do now? So when Venus is into Cancer, it's in the realms of luxury of what I want. What I want. I want this, I want that, I want this. And can't nobody tell me what I don't want. Except Saturn, because you don't got it. Now you just mad and isolated and going to work every day because of what you want, as opposed to just learning how shit is. It's so powerful to see men and women work together for the same goal. Man, that's so beautiful. They wearing the same shirt and they come in with some shit up out the mud. And maybe Susie Ray is the cook, right? And maybe Tommy Lee is the marketer. And maybe, you know, such and such do the checkout and the cashier. But they all work together. They all loading stuff up. They all setting stuff up. They all promoting on Instagram. The same business. That's beautiful. Well, what if somebody steal the money? What if I get played? What if this happened? What if that happened? There's no guarantees. But we do have an ability to tap into our chaotic conscious realm. So the overview, this T-square between Uranus, Mars and Venus, and Saturn, and Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, 3 out of 4 cardinal signs in sidereal astrology. This is a major turn of your life. And a lot of people are unable to outgrow situations of the past. And the reason that I say that is because in the past, you weren't a magical reincarnation of the priestess bloodline of the Atlantean dynasty. This was just an event that people talked about for millennia. 2012. Philadelphia experiment. The CIA and the Contra bringing crack into the neighborhoods. Okay? It's the reason why your mom and dad was on crack. Because you are a priestess sent to heal the world. So they put your mama and your daddy on crack. They taught you bullshit education. They gave you weed. They gave you gangster rap. They gave you bullshit R&B. They put you in prison. They put your daddy in prison. They put your brother in prison. You know where all of the prisons at is in your state because you had to go see your brother and send him money, and you know all about JPay and shit. Okay? They put all of your brothers and all of your uncles in gangs. And the brothers and uncles that they couldn't put in gangs, they put them in fraternities. Why, oh why is it so hard for us to just stand up on our own 2 feet? Why do it seem like it is a conspiracy, dead center attack on our lives? Never. They call us millennials, but let's talk about this real quick. 9/11, right? 9/11, 2008, 2020, and let's just like what didn't they never talked about was from 2012 to 2016, where they put you through your own specific torture chamber, right? That wasn't documented. Don't nobody know about what happened between 2012 and 2016. You got to really start to think, why is all this shit happening to me? And I say, let's wipe it all off the table. Let me explain it to you in the most simple way as I can. These Europeans came over here, they killed your mom and your dad. And then the babies that came up, they told them, hey, your ancestors came from Africa. And we bought it. And we regurgitated it. And none of us was on them ships, family. I'm not saying that people wasn't shipped out of Africa, but they ain't come here. I'm not saying that people wasn't on the Ivory Coast getting shipped to getting shipped to Brazil, getting shipped to England, right? Because when you get into the black people that are in England, those people are African. Like, those people are from Africa. The English, they be knowing they from Africa, right? They can pull up in Africa from England. I'm going to Africa, right? I'm going to Africa. I'm going to England back and forth. I know my tribe. I'm a Nigerian. They know they from Africa. And that's probably what the slave trade consisted of. So the messaging, which came from Europeans to America to tell you, hey, where did my mom and dad come from? They came from Africa. Oh, wow. What part? I think Nigeria. Maybe Nigeria. So, when I say outgrow your situations, you need to outgrow your Western education. Because man, oh man, we live in these cities and we are slave to these cities. And you look at the way that this country is set up, we could literally go anywhere and set up a community. And we got the freedom to do so. But the bullshit luxuries and the bullshit comforts of the city, my cousin DA, he told me, creature comforts. And I'm like, fuck that shit. We need to unify, unite, and get the fuck out of a city and move to a town and just figure it out. But if we are inundated by the city lights and the city sounds and the gang banging and the police sirens and all of this bullshit that we don't got nothing to do with, and it's a huge psyop to shut down this Atlantean energy. Atlantean energy is the most spiritual energy. It is the Martian energy. I'm gonna just read something. I wish I could get into the mythology of Atlantis, but it would take a little bit more digging. I'll prepare for it. But Atlantis and Mars have a lot to do with each other. It might even be that the people from Mars came down here and created Atlantis in some form or fashion. Non-physical entities that one's called Martians or aliens are actually Atlantean energies, i.e. Blackamoors, i.e. Western Hemisphere Americans that have dark skin. Now you have Eastern Hemisphere Africans that have dark skin, but just because we have dark skin does not mean that one is the same. It just doesn't mean that. The same way as people with Caucasian skin can be from England and one could be from Germany, and you would just say y'all just automatically the same, and they say no, we will go to war right now. I don't like him, and I don't like him either. So ultimately, where we looking at this as a like diametrically opposed type of situation is very spiritual and very ancestral, and the hard part is that they killed our mother and father, so we wasn't able to learn this. So we would actually have to pull this out of the Akashic records and from the collective consciousness and bring it forth to the people. No, you are not black, you're Atlantean. Yes, you are non-physical spiritual energy entity. No, you're not a male or a female, you're androgynous. You have to unite your masculine and feminine energy, i.e. your Mars energy and your Cancer and your Venus energy. Mars, Venus, and Cancer. Masculine, feminine energy connected with your ancestral bloodline. How far does that ancestral bloodline go? It goes straight to the Atlantean dynasty. It might go straight back to Mars. No, you're not from Africa. That's just a story that leads you nowhere. Now you got to figure out what village and tribe you from. What is that going to do for you when you're not even there? You don't even know who to talk to. And yeah, you can make it your lifelong mission. And trust me, these Facebook, YouTube agents that's telling you this shit, they've been working for Facebook, fam. They've been working for YouTube. That's why they got these messages, and that's why they popping. It's not because they're telling you the truth. Because if you are actually telling the truth and they pick up you on the algorithm, they're going to shadow ban you. You can't tell the truth, be widespread on the internet. They don't want that. They're going to hire people to lie to you. That's just the reality. So, if I could say anything though, maybe it's too deep for you. Maybe it's too much for you to handle. But be stable within your soul. Figure out what it is for you. Maybe you can tap into your recesses of your soul and end up in the center of the Serengeti Plains and tap into your tribal family. And catch a plane ticket and tap in. I ain't doing it, but it might work for you. Be stable within yourself and understand to prepare for a miracle because you create the miracle. Say, I always prepare for miracles because I always create the miracles for which I prepare for. I said, I prepare for the miracles that I create. I prepare for the miracles I create, to which you stand in the land of fate because you do not create miracles. You do not understand miracles. This moment is a miracle. Your heart beating, blood going through your veins, your lungs expanding, and doing all of that. All of the things that your brain is doing, your fingers, your nerves, all of the things that's going on in your body. Miracle. You are a miracle. And you know, soul willing, you will live for another 100 years, another 50 years. That's a miracle. So give thanks for the miracle that is called your life and live as such and create and expect miracles from that point. It's extremely simple. It's extremely easy. But ultimately, we're going to make it hard. So let's get into this chaos theory and butterfly effect. It's home. So what we're doing, we're going to be planning for the sun opposing Pluto in 2 weeks. This is major changes in the family. This is major changes in the home. And this is major changes in the ancestral realm. This is how love will be tested. But ultimately, I'm saying that this is going to be happening in 2 weeks. So how do you prepare for this test? Ultimately, when you prepare for a test, that determines whether you do well for a test or you fail for a test. Now, ultimately, you can say none of this shit is real. I don't give a fuck about none of this. And then ultimately, you're in the realms of fate. You're just hoping and wishing that things happen for you. But I stand here and reference new moon energy, full moon energy, new moon energy, full moon energy, astrological placements, because I am a master of my destiny. And I'm just sharing that observation with y'all. I don't live in a world where shit is just happening to me. I don't, if like, it's like, I'm telling y'all, like, I don't get sick. I don't be in pain. I don't be just randomly going through bad situations, and I don't be needing breaks and no weird shit. I don't be drained. I will not talk to you if I don't want to talk to you. I'll tell you the truth, and I live in that. My truth is chaos. My truth is not to be banked upon, because I can't rely upon my truth. My truth is going to change. Through the shadow work, I've said things to my wife and to my children I thought I never would say, but the reality is that I always said it to myself. So in doing the shadow work, you got to develop an honest conversation with the people that you truly love. But if I was to develop an honest conversation with you, you got to understand that shit is chaotic, meaning that I may love you today. This is how I work. It's an issue. It's a problem in all of my relationships. But no matter who I meet, I never change it. But I might like somebody today, and I might like somebody tomorrow. And you know what's going to happen the day after that? I might like somebody else. And then the day after that, I might like somebody else. And then after that, I might like somebody else. It'll never stop for me. And I'll be like, wow. Imagine trying to suppress that, and that's your truth, as opposed to just saying that this is my truth. I don't know why it is. I'm an attractor. I'm a magnetizer to divine feminine energy. I don't know why. They just fucking just come through and around and come through and around and come through and around and come through and around, and then another one coming through and around. And y'all just want me to just ignore, hey, don't know women like me. And it's not even me, it's the information, it is the projection. Because it'll be one thing, see, this is the thing. Either you talking about spirituality for clout, for respect, or you talking about spirituality to get into some guts. And I ain't talking about pity pat banter on IG, DMing back and forth. No, we gonna link up and I'ma smash. Keep it a buck. Y'all done smashed a couple of these spiritual dudes, or a dude perceiving to be spiritual, and then he played you worse than a hood nigga. Because at least you know what to expect with a spiritual, with a hood nigga. With a spiritual nigga, it's just a wolf in sheep's clothing. So it's never about the sex that you're going to get, because that throws off your magnetism, because you're releasing your sperm and creating different chaos theories. You're creating different butterfly effect. But when you are in your attraction bag, when you're in your magnetic bag, you begin to observe all of these things that come to you and through you, come to you and through you, and come to you and through you. You are the magnet and the attractor of your desires, and this is chaos theory. So how do you tap into chaos theory? How do you utilize chaos theory in your life? Well, it's a simple thing called the butterfly effect. Now, the butterfly effect is a simple variation at the beginning of an event that can change the overall outcome of that event. I said the beginning of the event and the end of the event is the same thing. And your ability to take one end to the other end and bring them together is your ability to be a quantum magician. Meaning that in order to have a successful book, one has to write that successful book. So on one end, I'm writing a book, but at the other end, I know that I'm going to be a successful best-selling author. But I cannot get to this point unless I get to that point. So I'm going to work very hard over here. And then once I get over here, then ultimately this becomes the magnet to that. But if I don't write the book, Chakra Nova in stores today. Columbian Exchange, it ships not today because it's a holiday, but it will ship definitely tomorrow. And we have the shadow workbook in print. Working with the printer. If I don't get no news today or tomorrow, I'm gonna get another distributor. But I got the file, I got the book. It's just printers be on bullshit. But I digress. In order for me to be successful, I'm going to have to work. But from there, my success and my magnetism, they rely on each other. So, to predict something about a woman just coming from fresh outside to just make you horny, man. What is that? What is that? Why you always making me horny? Man, for nothing? Have I? I said that. Oh, I did. I did say that.
I got my mom like, awesome.
Why is your mom listening to me? You gotta have headphones on. You gotta have headphones on. Yeah. Goodness gracious. Tell your mom it's comedy. It's a comedy podcast. Goodness gracious. Gonna have my mom-in-law looking at me strange today. I mean, recalibrate and recenter. I love my wife though. I think her mom should know that I love her. You know, I don't care really. I do love the hell out of you, and it's just the way that you smell. Sometimes it just turns me the fuck on. I don't know what's going on with me. This is my shadow work. I just gotta be honest, and it's just like I know it sounds crazy. I sound crazy, but it's just my truth. My truth is very chaotic and crazy. And I'm okay. I can say it. I can know it. And I'm not out here fronting and flogging like I'm perfect, peace, love, and light in real life or on the internet. Because I'm not that. Fuck that peace, love, and light shit. You can kiss my ass. If you say peace, love, and light, I'm going to say kiss my ass. That's a warning. So you going to call me peace, love, and light hood? I'm going to say kiss my ass. I'll talk to you later. I don't need no peace, love, and light today. I need research and documentation and sources and information on how to start a transportation company. Peace, love, and light ain't gonna help me do that. It's gonna keep me in a mind warp funk space of bullshit, and you can have it. You can have the people that you lying to. I digress. No, it's your energy, babe. It creates me. It makes me who I am. But predicting is to predict. I had You ain't never had no predict before, have you? I bet y'all have now. Predict is when the warm up come in and loosen you up for the main dick. Y'all ever? Don't tell me y'all ever had pre-dick before and now y'all have main dick and then y'all have post-dick. Oh my god. Y'all is on another level, and this womb of chaos creation that just opened up. Like, wow. No. How do we predict though? How do we? God dang, I can't even say it no more. How do we foretell the future? How do we foretell the future? How do we know what's going to happen before it happens? Okay, let's deal with this for a second. How do you know what happened in the past? Because you experienced it. Now, how do you know what happened in the future? Because you experienced it. But if you are moving too fast, busy with a lot of shit to do, you won't even understand. So doing chakra work, doing shadow work, what tends to happen is that I'll hold this like cup or whatever, and before it drop, I catch it, and I just keep drinking it. Like I seen it about to drop. Like it'd be crazy. Like at first it's disconcerting because it was like I was at the laundromat and I was getting quarters. Yeah, I told y'all I'm still in the trenches. Y'all thought I was lying. Nigga, I was at the laundromat, like in the trenches. Like no, let me stop capping. But no, I really was at the laundromat getting some quarters, and they gave you one of them cups. And I put the cups in there. I'm like, shit. And the lady looked, and then I just dropped it. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I was mad about something that I knew that was going to happen before it happened. And it was like a good 2 seconds to the point that I'm like mad about this shit. And to the point that I just knew I was about to drop it. And I'm like, wait a second. Can I see in the future, like for real in the future? And it's like, because I kind of like was afraid to drop the quarters because I didn't want to like pick all the quarters up off the ground. Like who would want to do that? But that moment of fear actually was the predictive energy or chaos force that literally pushed the coins out of my hand so I could pick up the quarters. Because I predicted it. I foretold in my mind that I was going to drop the quarters based upon the fear. So this moved it down. So if you know the past, you know the future. Just by simple observation. It's so simple, right? To be so intentional, to be so powerful in the love that you give to other people. Or you can say, I know that this relationship ain't gonna work, and become the chaotic force to making the relationship not work. I know I'm not gonna be successful. I know I'm not going to make no money investing in Bitcoin. I know I'm not going to make no money investing in Cardano. I know I'm not going to make no money investing in XRP. I know I shouldn't do no cryptocurrency. That's bad. I know I know. You know everything about your life to which you are predicting, foretelling your own future by what you already know. Chaos theory, or the butterfly effect, is to slow down and say, you know what? I'm gonna write a book. I'm gonna write a successful book. Only way I know it's gonna be successful if I write it. I'm going to do something. I'm going to be in a relationship with you. I'm going to commit to you. I'm going to fly across the world in a jet. Whatever it is, right? You're gonna commit to it. And you're going to be the chaotic force that brings it into life. And you can choose whatever you want to do, family. You do not have to do the thing that you've been doing. Because that's the cosmic attractor loop that you're in. Now we got to tap into our Obatala energy. And how do we tap into our Obatala energy? Pouring a nice cool cup of water. Tapping into that purity. Tapping into that crystal ball, seeing the shit for how it is instead of how we want things to be. Slowing down for a second and saying, wait a second. What do I want to become the magnet to? What do I want to become the attractor to? You have to set the intention first. But you cannot, it's like a fan. And you're attracting bullshit and bullshit. And because you're attracting bullshit, you start reading the law of attraction. And so you like, I want to stop attracting bullshit. But you ain't did nothing to stop the attraction cycle that you on. But you just adding a little bit of hotep in there, right? You adding some peace, love, and light, right? But you never stopped, right? You never stopped attracting the bullshit. So this is why you still eating the bullshit food. This is why you still listening to the bullshit music. This is why you still going through the bullshit with your relationship. Because you never stopped. You're constantly attracting bullshit based upon your actions, based upon your ideologies, based upon the spells you were listening to, the music, the repetition factor, saying bullshit over and over and over again. Program your subconscious mind. Constantly attracting bullshit to you. And now you want to say peace, love, and light. And so you get a little bit of peace, love, and light. Because you never say, wait, let me stop. Let me redirect this shit. Let me attract a blue Dodge Charger. Blue B5. Good, you already got a van. You should be happy for your van. You don't need another car. Nigga, I want a blue B5 Dodge Charger. I want to ride around like the fucking state police. What you want me to do? About to get me a fucking blue Charger. So, let's zoom back and look at the chaos sphere or the. So this world is highly chaotic, right? Planets collide into others, moons collide into others, galaxies collide into other galaxies. Our planetary system in this moment may seem very organized, and it may seem as if it doesn't move at all. But the reality is that we have pulled down to this third dimension of time. Third dimension of time, where time moves slower. Time is moving in slow-mo. If things were to in the right exact, this whole universe would be a big explosion, chaotic mess. But because we're at a specific point in time where we can slow down the vibration, to now we can like create a computer and that and have these conversations, we can utilize this slowness for our benefit. It's easier to understand when you take things slowly. It's easier to understand when you go through these processes very slowly and you take in the information every day and you understand the information daily and you just relax, right? The beginning of my astrological journey, I was not talking like this. But the persistence of my astrological journey, which I share with the collective, I have grown in my understanding. So hopefully we can grow together, right? And let's just take it slow. Let's take it slow. Let's utilize this 24-hour period to pour into an abundance of love into one another. And I see Kasha on the chat. Kasha, send me a text message or a call. Got something I want to talk to you about. So, third dimension is space and time on planet Earth. You waking up, you don't know what you're going to do today, or you know exactly what you're going to do today. Take this with you. You are a magnetic attractor, and you can slow down your pace. You can slow down your energy and tune in to your solar plexus chakra. Right? And just allow the chaos to come through you, to you, and through you. Send it out, bring it back. Now, y'all remember the In God We Trust manifestation. And I was explaining how you bring the energy out of your solar plexus. Well, into your solar plexus, out of your solar plexus in one area, and then you bring it out in this area. That's sending energy through your solar plexus, through your back, like in multiple different areas and ways. Do y'all know through doing research that energy that I was just channeling to y'all is actually called chaos theory? Ain't that amazing, fam? Like this is the same diagram that I had in my mind, and I was trying to like explain it to y'all. But it's a whole YouTube video. All you gotta do is Google the butterfly effect, chaos theory, and they'll explain the same shit that I was telling y'all in Yod We Trust. Now watch that video and do the fucking meditation. I'm sorry. Do the meditation. Okay? Do the meditation. Right. Be the magnetic attractor to your desires first. But stop, because you already are. Why do you want to stop? Because you're attracting bullshit and you know it. You know you're attracting bullshit and you want to stop. Well, stop. Cut your attractor off. Take that CD out. Put a new CD in. Put in some wealth, high vibrational manifestation music and listen to that. Stop listening to that bullshit, shake your ass, twerk, I'm a killer nigga, I gotta pop a Zanny type shit. And your money ain't right. Come on now. Your money ain't together and you talking about you selling bricks. Nigga, you not selling bricks. You sleeping on bricks. You sleeping on bricks. You not serving bricks. So stop. Cause you don't want to live that life. You don't want your ops creeping on you. You don't want your ops to catch you lacking. You don't want to listen. My people dance all 2021 to a song about shooting a man in the head. You know that Junebug shit? Y'all ever listening to the words of that song? Everybody doing the beatbox challenge, right? Tell me, what type of person would dance? Like, imagine this shit really happening in real life. Burn away a carbon beam, knock your legs off. Meaning that my gun, what's a carbon beam? We gotta do the Googles on top of a Google. Cause I don't even know what a carbon beam is. I was about to lie to y'all. What the fuck's a carbon beam? A carbon beam is a carbon steel beam. Oh, he got a beam. Like a 4x4. Hold on. A particle beam uses a high energy beam of atomic and subatomic particles to damage the target by disrupting its atomic and molecular structure. Hold up, man. A particle beam weapon uses high energy beams of atomic or subatomic particles to damage the target by disrupting its atomic and or molecular structure. So all of our melanated people and leaders on TikTok and Instagram was talking about basically about a gun that will disintegrate you at an atomic level. He said, tried to get away from me, so I had a standoff. Hit him in the spine, knock his dreads off. My friend, or Wody, just caught a body, means he caught a murder charge. So I nicknamed him Randy Moss because Randy Moss caught touchdowns. His best friend catches murder charges and life sentences. Thugging in my Reeboks, riding with the G-Shock. So he's walking around in Reebok shoes and he has on a cool watch. I heard he shot. Draco made him beatbox, meaning that he was spitting up blood because he was shot so many times. I'm bringing up these lyrics because thousands, if not millions of people happily dance to this song as if this situation was happening, the dancing would have stopped abruptly. but I don't think people really care or really think or really understand how Egyptians, right? They doing the walking like the Egyptian dance. Y'all know walk like an Egyptian. This is the walk like an Egyptian. So we got Egyptians dancing as our youth slaughter each other. Don't that just make you want to dance? Niggas shooting each other with high fucking technology, fucking guns, subatomic particles and shit like that. Don't that just make you want to fucking... That shit making me want to dance the more I think about it, right? Chaos, baby. You can be the magnet attractor to your life based upon the energies that you observe consciously or unconsciously or subconsciously. And so this is the world that we live in. And I just bring the information to you so you can make a more sound understanding, and maybe you like that song. And I ain't saying don't like it, but did you listen to the lyrics? Them lyrics make you want to dance and get your jig on, or do it make you want to go into your underground shelter or go to the gun store and see, hey, where can I get a particle beam weapon that they was talking about in the Junebug challenge? So thank y'all for watching my television program that I do for y'all every Monday, as much as I can do on the Monday. This is from my heart, from your heart. This is particularly free with very little advertisement. All that I hope that you do is tell people about my books, even if you don't buy them. So I was always wanting to talk about this. I never got a chance to, because the last time I talked about this, my phone was on goddamn mute, or my mic was on mute rather. Just checking to see my mic is not on mute, and it's not, so y'all can hear me. But the thing about my books, the thing about the things that I put out, is that by buying them is not going to help you. So really shout out to Keely B. I love this review, and if you did buy it, please give me a review. And give me an honest review so I can create better materials and things of that nature. But please give me a review. ColumbianExchange.com. If you have bought something from me and enjoyed your purchase, or didn't enjoy your purchase, I want to know how I can become a better businessman, a better salesman, and ultimately provide a better experience. So when Keely says you got to get this book, I've been taking my time to really tap in. And this is Obatala all day, right? You gotta take your time. You gotta work with your root chakra, like really work with your root chakra. You gotta understand astrology, right? You gotta understand your shadow. And I try to make these things as simple as possible. And I really do think they are really simple, but the only thing that I cannot make simple is your ability to be persistent with your overall spiritual growth. So if you can take the time to tap into your chakras and really align with your energy, I'm talking about people who already got the book and the book is collecting dust on your shelf. I'm talking to y'all. Don't just buy the book and not activate your chakras. And don't just say, well, I read the book and my chakras weren't activated, hood. No, I'm saying take your time with it. Really tap in. Really focus on your perineal muscle. Really focus in on connecting your root chakra to the earth. And if you can't do it in the house, go out street and do the Banda locks by a tree with no shoes on, with your feet on some roots, and ground and connect. Because honestly, it is one of the best books on chakras, but ultimately chakras don't activate by themselves. Well, all right. Shadow work, the class is available on Columbian Exchange as well. The record is available. So if you're interested in what I was saying in reference to shadow work and don't know what I'm talking about, Please get the course. And to the people that took the course, don't just sit with the recording of the course. Please listen to that course on your way to work or on your way home. Understand this work through your shadow journal, go through the first step. Write down all the times you tell yourself that you're a bad person or believe the things that were said about you that were negative, and remove those things out of your brain, because guess what they're doing? They're holding you back from yourself. You really truly believe that you're a bad person, and this is why you need shadow work. But ultimately, I cannot do your shadow work for you, so only tap into these things if you're willing to do the work. I mean that, and I stand on that, and I will conclude this broadcast. Get people in your life that's going to benefit you. Make sure you benefit the people in your life so y'all can create new things. We're in the realm to manifest. So as Mars conjuncts Venus, put your action and your subjugation in the same realm and create something beautiful. I know you can. You done did it already. You always doing it. You live a life of beauty, charm, and grace and luxury. But, you know, can a brother get a little twin? You know what I'm saying? You know, can you share that wealth, right? Can you be transparent about your gifts and what you have to offer? And if you're afraid of somebody taking advantage of your gifts, be sure to charge high dollar, right? Get your money, get your coin, because we are in the realm of manifestation and creating generational wealth for not just our lineages, but the thousands, if not millions of lineages that are connected to ours, because we are one family. We are an Atlantean bloodline, a priestess bloodline, and these things cannot be denied. The only person that can deny these things is ourselves to ourselves. But when you tap into everything that you are, the doors begin to open up for you. Ultimately, I can tell you this, but you will have to trust and know this for yourself. So I'm trusting that you can, by giving yourself time, slowing things down, going out to nature, taking off your shoes, taking off them sweaty ass socks, and tuning in to the divine through the plant system, and, you know, creating from a different level, man. And I know that we're on the cusp of great things, just by this simple chaos understanding magnetic attraction energy. Once again, August 4th, chakra astrology. We go through the 7 major chakras, we go through the 7 major planets, and we go through the 7 days of the week, and we come through with a game plan to 1, activate our chakras, for 2, align our chakras with our chart, and for 3, live our lives through this understanding. It's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing to apply it in our everyday, to which we become a more or less beacon of the divine power that we are. Not that we have bought, not that we have learned, not that we have, you know, I don't know where do y'all get divine power from? I don't know. I think it comes within your being. I know you are the divine spark, but be that energy, man. Be that meditation. Be that manifestation. Be that chaos theory. Have an idea and be the attractor to that idea through your meditation. And everything you want comes to you. But you got to learn to let it go, and it'll come back to you. This is chaos. Peace to the family. Much love, respect, success, abundance, and things of that nature. Catch y'all on the flip side.